It's Pachter Factor on SIFTD.net. Thanks for joining us. I'm Michael Pachter, your host and star and media celebrity. Fellow babies, thank you for coming back. I hope you're a SIFTD.net member watching on the site. If you're watching on YouTube, we understand that you're just too cheap to belong to SIFTD, but that's cool. And you're seeing it a week late. If you want to get it on time, get other good content, get the ability to sift and do all sorts of cool stuff, you got to join SIFTD. But if not, watch on YouTube. Thanks for joining us. We have a question from Twitter from @SpecterMan. Retail games have cost $60 for almost 10 years, actually more than 10 years. Is USA inflation a pressure for software prices to eventually go up? Yeah, they started the Xbox 360 in 2005, charged $60. Nah, inflation is not a problem. Look, I think we've had inflation of, something less than 2% for the last 10 years. So yeah, I mean, probably prices have gone up about 15-18% in the last 10 years. But the truth is, game sales have gone up. We've had game companies go out of business, so there's fewer publishers, and so they all have higher market share. I think that there's a natural pushback from consumers. There's just an amount you're willing to pay. So it's probably like buying books or buying DVDs or buying music. The price is pretty sticky on most of that stuff. This is entertainment. Admittedly, yes, movie ticket prices have gone up, but attendance has gone down as they have. And the real reason ticket prices have gone up is because you're getting nicer features in the theaters. Games, really, it's the same game. So no, I don't think you're going to see prices go up. I think what they've done is a sneaky price increase. Instead of charging more than $60 for the game, what they do is they add a bunch of DLC. And so the goal is to keep you engaged, keep you playing the game, keep you spending money in the game. And the more you are engaged, the more likely you are to buy some extra content. Now, I saw something really interesting out of Microsoft with Halo. Instead of 4 DLC packs and charging $15 each or $20 each and trying to squeeze an extra, $15 per unit that they sell of Halo, they gave the DLC packs away. And so DLC came out every month for 7 months, and people didn't quit, because if it's free, why wouldn't you keep playing and check out the new map and check out the new features? But what they did was they added requisition packs, so rec packs, REQ, which are loot boxes. And there's goodies in them, and occasionally you can get a cool weapon or cool armor or something. And you can buy those with gold that you earn in the game, and you earn the gold for playing more minutes. Or you can just spend $25 and get 10 rec packs. So the idea is everybody has equal access to it. You can play 100 minutes or 500 minutes, whatever it takes to get a rec pack, or you can just spend $25 and get 10 of them. And Microsoft told me they're making more money off of monetizing this way than they were off of DLC. So the fact is, and I don't know the number, but the average Halo player is probably throwing off $75 or $90 in value, average revenue, as opposed to the old model of $60. So they are raising price. They're just doing it by giving you more content. Hey, it doesn't get any more democratic than that. From SIFTD, we have a question from Wacky Tacky. Do you feel free-to-play publishers owe special favors to their whales, or does their reshuffling to rebalance the game against those players help the game grow as a whole? That's a great question, and actually, I must say, I play free-to-play games. I am a gigantic white whale, and I never go on forums, and I don't care. I expect that the games are going to be balanced to keep them competitive, and even though I spend money in games, I want to be competitive. I don't want to spend money and just vanquish everybody. I like that it's hard. I mean, otherwise it wouldn't be fun. So, and I actually don't have expectations that 95% of the people playing the game have as much money as me or are going to spend as much money as me. So I personally find it great if they make the game more challenging. Makes me come back and want to spend more money. And I think I would be pissed if I spent, $100 in Clash of Clans and then everything I bought was taken away from me the next day, sure, that would be bad. But as long as I feel like by spending money I can keep up, and it really comes down to some people have more time than money, and they'll put the time in to build whatever they have to build, and some people have more money than time and they just want to take the shortcut. I think that the games that are the most successful are the ones that are perfectly balanced. Clash of Clans and Clash Royale and Hearthstone, they're very balanced. And the fact is, yes, I spend money in Hearthstone too. If I didn't spend money, I would be like, rank 50, whatever. I'd be like off the ladder completely. The only way you can even get close to being competitive in that game, if you're me, is spend money. So yeah, I don't think the publishers owe special favors to the whales. I think what they're trying to do is keep it to where the people who don't spend money feel like it's fun to invest the time, and the people who do spend money feel that it's fair, that they're getting something of value for their money. The games that don't work are the ones where it's really easy to earn something so you're never going to buy it, or where things are just really prohibitively expensive. They're so expensive that you just say, screw it, I'm not going to play this game anymore. It's that balance that's really hard to achieve. And I think the free-to-play publishers are doing everything they can to keep the community vibrant. They're going to make more money if more people come in and play every day. And so the games that are the most successful are the ones that have the highest level of engagement. That's League of Legends, World of Tanks, Clash of Clans, Hearthstone, Dota. Those games, people keep coming back because they're balanced and the publishers got them right. All right, our next question from SIFTD from Royden. As an analyst, how important is the development of new IP to your assessment of a publisher's stock? Would you rather a publisher play it safe and put out yet another sequel to an existing property, or risk a failed launch of an unknown franchise? Really multiple ways to play this as a publisher. You can be like EA and have a lot of products that come from third-party licenses. They make, I would say, probably 2/3 of their revenue and profits from Star Wars and sports. And licensed properties generate a ton of revenue for EA. And you know what? They do a great job with FIFA, and I'm glad they have the license. And it wouldn't be as much fun if it was called EA Soccer. It's fun to be able to play FIFA Ultimate Team and buy the Messi card and suddenly have the best player in the game. So, that matters. That's not new IP. I want to see a sequel to FIFA and Madden every year. On the other hand, new IP, like who's the most successful at that? It seems like the guys who went out of business are the guys who took the biggest risks, the Midways and THQs, and Atari's not quite out of business of the world. It's hard. I would rather see a sequel to Call of Duty or a sequel to Grand Theft Auto than see a brand new IP, because a brand new IP takes a while to establish. So new IP is hard. It's hard to pull off. It's expensive to pull off. Watch Dogs, those are hard things to make. But Ubi seems to be doing more of it than any. And I guess the answer is the long-term health of these companies is going to depend on the staying power of their franchises. With sports, there's no real question if FIFA is going to be popular in 20 years. With Call of Duty, there's a question if it's going to be popular in 20 years, especially with games like Battlefield trying to take them on in the same genre. So, I think a balance is important, getting some new IP, but the stocks that I favor have recurring revenue from known franchises, so sequels probably are slightly better for shareholders than new IP. Last question this week from SIFTD from Vox91. Do you feel there are any games releasing this fall that are in danger of being overlooked by consumers for some reason or another? Yes. 2. I think that Mafia's got a problem, and I think that Watch Dogs has a problem. I think Mafia is a little bit derivative of GTA, but it's not GTA. It's a little bit too much like the Godfather game from a few years ago, but it's not the Godfather game. And I think it's kind of a tough genre to launch in the holiday with all these giant first-person shooters coming out. You've got Titanfall, Battlefield, and Call of Duty launching on consecutive weeks. And then after those 3 launch, along comes Watch Dogs. So I think Mafia is an odd game. I don't mean to be disrespectful. Take-Two is not promising it's going to be the next GTA. But I think Mafia could get overlooked and could be, 3 or 5 million unit seller instead of a 7 or 10 million unit seller. And I think Watch Dogs has a real problem because Watch Dogs, the first one, came out in May, and there was essentially nothing in that window. And the game sold 10 million in the first year, in the first 9 months. And it was different and fun. It was a good game. This one comes out after Titanfall, Battlefield, and Call of Duty have sucked all the wind out of holiday sales. And those 3 games, because they're similar, they're all kind of first-person shooter games, those 3 games are going to get crazy TV money spent. You're going to have marketing all over the place. They're going to have giant shelf space at retail. And by the time Watch Dogs comes out, you won't have been able to avoid hearing about the other 3 games. So I think Watch Dogs, the window is really tough for them. I think they're the ones that are going to suffer the most. So it's sort of like, being the little puny coyote showing up to the kill after all the other coyotes got their fill. There's just going to be some bones to suck on, but probably not a lot of meat left for poor Watch Dogs. All right, fellow babies, thank you for joining us on the Pachter Factor on Sifton.net. Hope you're a member, $50 a year. If you're not a member, it's okay. You can sign up today. But if you're not a member, we'll be on YouTube a week later. So if you're watching on YouTube, thanks for joining us. I would be nothing without you, my fellow babies. See you next week.